Good morning. Good morning. Wake your motherfucking asses up. Wake your motherfucking asses up. Wake your motherfucking asses up. Y'all with us or what? You know what time it is. Stop sleeping on my roof, bitch. And that's how the beginning of one of my favorite Eminem songs starts. So, good morning. Good morning. This is Madame Rouge coming straight to you. Look at my new ties. They're pretty cute. They're pretty hot. I like them. I didn't really want to make a video today, so I intended more on reading some of my written stuff that I write because, just real quick, I always try to make a point of saying, like, of stating the very, what's very factual and very obvious to me, I have to state to other people because it's not as factual or obvious to them. Things that I would write are so much different than things that I would actually say. That's why writing is an outlet, because it's not like I would walk around speaking like I write. You know what I mean? I mean, that'd be insane. So, having said that, I think that there are a lot of misunderstood writers, a lot of misunderstood actors, a lot of misunderstood, artists in general, because I don't think that a lot of people understand that sometimes your art is so separate from who you are as a person that you can't even, like, explain it, let alone, try to understand it and just pick it apart the way that everybody would love for you to do. So anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is I could sit here and I could be Sylvia fucking Plath, I could write books, I could make a million YouTube videos, but it won't make a difference until I really start doing stuff and I really start getting active within the community of, people and things that I want to do. A community meaning not people really, just, more so just getting more into the culture that I am so, adapt to, and that makes me feel so, comfort, and humor and comfort in these things, that, whereas I wouldn't before I started taking medication for my bipolar, I didn't know how to put myself in a comfortable place on my own, and that's why I used pills, to put myself in a place where I could actually deal with the reality of everything that I saw and perceived. So basically, I'm also saying sometimes things aren't as easy as they seem, and not everybody's got it as easy as everyone else. I don't want this tape to go too long because I did want to read some shit. So, if I may, be Madame Rouge, because that's who I am. I mean, how else could you, what else do you want from me? So, I'm just gonna go ahead through and let you know that this is a reflection of your metaphorical infection you give without also giving a shit. Now tell me where the beef is. Tell me where they keep the good shit. Tell them I'll be here regardless of how they want their atmosphere, environment, surrounding, whatever they're calling it. No personal bubbles, no personal space, and those annoying assholes who have to speak an inch away from my face and bump me in the arm every time something makes them laugh, and fuck you assholes, I get bruises from that. And this and those fake lessons, we all know the consciousness that shows they're copying my flows. Bobby, don't you know that this used to be your world, and if it could mean that it's now mine, then I would spin and twirl without hurling, steeplechase or hurdling, small curdling, you're cuddling, those thighs got cottage cheese, and if your calves are cows, then what would your thighs be? Baby Shizake, the jelly, keeping it real until the end of the deal. This is the end of the song, because the thought is long gone, and that, kids, is an example of a hip-hop song. Strange if your intentions are pure and you truly do have things in common with the person. If there's nothing If there's no money, hungry, fame-searching elements to the core of your crush, I say hurrah. And shame on those celebrities who are single and won't consider the fact that another human being that isn't as accomplished as them can in fact be a treasure often not found due to the human ego. Now, I basically just wanted to read some stuff, and I wanted to look through it, and the fact of the matter is that I never plan as well as, like, for instance, I walk about 4 miles a day, and while I'm walking and I'm thinking, the whole time, I'm thinking of all these good, I'm brainstorming ideas of things that I want to write about, things I want to talk about, etc., so on and so forth. And then when I get home, and trust me, it's not from the Hannah Montana salvia I smoke. It's literally, I think that I just, I've said this before, my wheels, they spin so fast, and I feel like I have so many ideas that the ones that I lose weren't meant to be, period, so I don't really, like, get too upset over that, Anyways, this is the portion where, actually a lot of people responded to this portion in a very positive manner, so I'm going to keep doing this, where I take my random DVDs, and they are random, I promise you. I just grabbed a handful from where I keep my DVDs, and I go through them, blah, 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 blah. This time, I'm going to show you the ones that I didn't pick, because that was something that somebody wanted me to do, and it's something that I want to do because it's something that I need to come clean. Like, I really do need to come clean with the kind of shit that I like, because, this is like a front, like Madame Rouge coming live to you, freestyle every day from the 702. I'm fresh, I'm cool, I've been that way since I got out of school, no, hell no. If I show you the DVDs I own, if you saw the music on my MP3 player, Madame Rouge is somebody that took over me. I didn't create her. Anyway, so here it goes. I'm not looking at any of these DVDs, I'm looking at the camera. And I'm just gonna kind of put a few aside, and then whichever one I have in my hand, I'll talk to you about. But I'll show you the ones I didn't pick, okay? Basically, I'm gonna pick this one. I don't know what it is. Okay. This is Black Snake Moan. Alright. This movie was pretty good. It was actually, I'm not a fan of Christina Ricci in particular, because I think that she's kind of gauche and kind of typical of herself, if you know what I mean. Like, she never impressed me doing anything outside of, her element of being, like, personality that she has. She's never shown me, like, any kind of range of acting. Now, Samuel Jackson, on the other hand, this is quite a change for him, as far as I see, I think that it was a beautiful movie. I think that I anticipated it to be something much different than what it was. I still don't completely understand the, like, I don't completely understand the whole, when she gets, like, this itch and she can't stop moving her legs. I don't know if they're insinuating that she's, like, addicted to sex, or if she's just addicted to living a bad lifestyle, or if she's just accustomed. I don't know. But it was a pretty good movie, and all in all, I don't think they needed to use Justin Timberlake. He only had, like, 3 lines, but whatever. And, the little description real quick, it just says, in this tale of love, loss, and faith, Academy Award nominee Samuel Jackson and Christina Ricci seek redemption down south through the power of the blues and the transcendence of an unlikely friendship. Basically, she gets held, kind of against her will at first by Samuel Jackson, who plays the guitar, and she starts to like that, and starts to not be so much against her will. If you're into S&M, you'll fucking love it. Next. Now, these are the ones I didn't pick, so I'm not going to explain to you, I can't explain myself when it comes to the shit that I own. I mean, gonna be fucking honest and say, you know what, I'm a dork, I like this shit, and period. This is Shawshank Redemption, ain't no shame in that. This right here, let's see, oh, right on. I got a 4-part of Nightmare on Elm Street, we all know what that is. This was a pretty good movie, V for Vendetta, which is pretty strange. Actually, guy just befriended me on YouTube whose picture is this guy right here in this mask. And this movie I didn't choose. I like one day will like to choose, or I just will talk about. How about I don't pretend like I don't have the choice to just pick it up and talk about it? That's funny. But this movie was really good. If you're into horror movies, you'll like it. If you're into horror movies that are like Chucky, you'll love it. Well, I hope everybody has a great morning, a great day. Stay tuned. There's gonna be a cover of Guilty Conscience done by me and Mr. MC Considerate. So, stay tuned for that. That's gonna happen within at least the next couple weeks. Um, Also gonna be working on a full-length album of our own making, not just covering songs, but, our own making. So, there's a lot of stuff ahead of us, and stay tuned and keep your head up and don't take any shit.